watching
VPtv News Now.
You're watching VPtv News Now with your hosts Wanya and Abdullah.
Hello again everyone, I'm Wanya.
And I'm Abdullah.
Here with today's episode of
VPtv News Now.
We've got two stories on the go. An interview with Councillor John Burnside at City Hall.
And Trustee Jerry GERSHON at 5050 Young Street. Over to you, Wanya.
Okay, thanks Abdullah. Okay, right. Here's VPtv reporter AFSHEEN. Where are you right now?
Abdullah and Wanya, we're at Young Station now on our way to St. George.
Okay, we're monitoring your trip from here. Over to you, Abdullah.
Thanks, Wanya. Okay, here's KEERTHI.
Hi, Wanya and Abdullah. We're here at the PAVE station.
Okay, going left, Omar.
I'm Omar. Now we're going to travel down to City Hall.
Thanks, Omar.
KEERTHI and ZUNAIRA are with their crew, checking in.
Hi, Wanya and Abdullah. We're here at Davisville Station. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, reporters.
Over in our control room, we're following our teams to our final destinations. How are things going?
Thanks to that VPtv studio staff, we're now going to... Oh, okay, you arrived. Here's VPtv reporter AFSHEEN from City Hall.
I'm AFSHEEN. We're down at City Hall live with Councillor John Burnside.
Thanks, AFSHEEN. The Toronto sign looks so cool. Over to you, Abdullah.
Thanks, Winnie the Pooh.
Seriously, Abdullah?
The VPtv crew has now arrived at 5050 Young Street. Hello, KEERTHI.
Hi, Wanya and Abdullah. I'm KEERTHI and we're finally at 5050 Young Street.
Okay, great. Do you see Councillor GERSHON?
And just up the stairs there, I can see our trustee, GERRI GERSHON. Good morning, Ms. GERSHON.
Oh, I'm so happy that you came to 5050 Young Street. Welcome.
Thanks, ZUNAIRA. Back to you, Wanya.
Thanks, Abdullah. We're going back to City Hall, where reporters Omar and AFSHEEN are standing by.
Hi, I'm Omar. Councillor Burnside, what does the city councillor do?
Well, thanks, Omar. And first of all, welcome to all the good folks from VPtv. Your teacher, Mr. McDermott, definitely my favorite, and I'm sure he's your favorite too. So, you know, everyone asks me, what does a councillor actually do? Well, you came at a good time because right now we're sitting in council. We have 3 days where all the councillors get together and we decide on mostly bigger city issues like housing and transit and things like that. But day to day, quite often what I do is respond to your needs. So you might call, your parents might call, friends might call, and whatever their needs are, I try to help them out.
Thanks, Omar. Over to you, Abdullah.
The VPtv crew is now in the board office. We'll send it over to you, ZUNAIRA. I'm Abdullah. You're watching VPtv News Now.
Where are we now, Ms. GERSHON?
Well, we're now inside the headquarters of the Toronto District School Board in front of the trustee offices. And I'd like you to come in and have a chat with some of the people here.
I'm KEERTHI and I'm here with our school trustee, GERRI GERSHON. And for our first question, why did you want to become a trustee?
Oh, I wanted to become a trustee a long time ago when my children were young and were in elementary school. It's very important to be involved and to be aware of what their education is and to try to make improvements in our school system. I've enjoyed every minute of being a trustee.
Here's my second question for you. What does a school trustee do?
Well, we are in charge of the school system in Toronto. So the job is immense and it's extremely interesting. Probably one of the most interesting part is when I have an opportunity to meet students, like the students from Valley Park, and to visit schools and to meet with principals and parents. But we're also in charge of a very large budget in the billions of dollars. We also are responsible for our school buildings, making sure that they're in good repair and they're in the right places and they have the right education system in place for the students. And we do a multitude of connecting with community organizations and other levels of government. So it's a very, very interesting job.
In your opinion, what are some of the most pressing issues in public education?
Oh, well, one of the challenges that we have as a school system is to make sure that we provide excellent education for your future, because times in the world are changing. And as over the last few years, the growth in technology has been immense. And there's been many, many different occupations that weren't there before. And we have to prepare students for the future. So how do you prepare for a future that you don't know about? So that's a big challenge in education, making sure that we provide the skills that are necessary for when you graduate from school.
Now we're in the board office with GERRI GERSHON. Do you have any hobbies?
What I really like to do is I like to edit movies, to try to learn more about how to do editing. I think that's it's fun. I've made a movie for my family, and sometimes I give them as little gifts to people. That's one of my hobbies. I also like to swim and walk and read.
Ms. Gershon, any final thoughts that you would like to share with the students and families of TDSB?
Well, I just want everyone to know that there's a lot of very concerned and passionate people looking after education in the city of Toronto. We want our kids to do best. We understand how important children are to their parents and how much parents want only the very, very best for their children. So we're working hard.
From 5050 Yonge Street, you're watching VPtv News Now. Now we're here with our Associate Director, Chris Usi.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. My name is Chris Usi, as you indicated. I'm one of the associate directors here at the Toronto District School Board. My job is to work with the school staffs, both the teaching staff and the support staff, to ensure that our students are meeting with success. And when we talk about student success, we talk about both the academic success and also their well-being success. So it's a busy role, but it's an exciting role because I get to work with wonderful people, both in the school-based staff and central staff, in making sure that our young people, all our students from kindergarten to grade 12 are meeting with success in our schools.
Thanks, reporters, Ms. Gershon, and the Associate Director too.
Lights, cameras, action! I see the VPtv crew at City Hall, moving towards the front doors. Okay, back to you, AFSHEEN.
Councillor John Burnside, do you have any advice for students who want to join politics?
Well, I think for anyone that wants to get ahead in life, you got to be involved. So be involved in your community, whether it's volunteer work or otherwise, and be involved outside your community. Meet as many people as you can. There are a lot of smart people. I'm sure you're all very smart, but the real trick is to meeting people, because people help people get ahead.
How do people find out more information about what you're doing?
Well, there are a couple different ways. They can go to my website, ward26.ca, and there's a newsletter that I send out, an e-newsletter they can sign up for, or they can just call me. I call everyone back, so whether you have a question about what I'm doing or what's going on in your community, I'll definitely call you back and we can chat.
I'm ARDA ZAKARIAN and you're watching VPtv.
We're now here with Councillor Pasternak from Ward 10. Councillor Pasternak, do you have anything to say to the community?
I sure do. It is so great of you guys to come and visit at City Hall. It is absolutely heartwarming to see young people interested in our civic government, in our municipal government, and all the things we do to keep the city running. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with people like Councillor Burnside and others to make sure the city is safe, to make sure the city is livable, that people come here and raise families and start businesses and send their kids to our local schools, and that's why Toronto is a great place to live and work.
Thanks, Afsheen. I'm WANIA. You're watching VPtv News Now.
Hi, I'm VPtv reporter Aryan. Please follow us on Instagram at VPtvMedia and on Twitter at VPtvMedia. Thanks for following VPtv. Now back to VPtv News Now with your hosts, Wanya and Abdullah.
And today we have two VPtv reporter groups out in the city. One is down at City Hall with Councillor John Burnside, and the other is up at 5050 Yonge Street with Trustee GERRI GERSHON and some of the head office staff. Here's my brother Abdullah with more.
Thanks, Wanya. VPtv reporters ZUNAIRA and KEERTHI are with TDSB Communication Director Ryan Bird.
Thank you, Wanya and Abdullah. We're here now with the TDSB spokesperson, Ryan Bird.
Well, welcome to the Toronto District School Board. I do a number of things like what we're doing right now. So I talk on TV, radio, to newspapers, websites. When media have questions about the TDSB, sometimes they're great news stories, what's happening in schools, and we highlight those. And then sometimes when not so good things happen inside of our schools, they come to me and I answer their questions. For example, last night here at the board, we had a protest outside, and we work with media on that to organize interviews and that kind of thing. So we really do highlight a number of great things at the board, and then sometimes when there are issues in our schools or here at the board office, we answer questions to the media.
Now we're here with Trustee Tiffany Ford.
Hello.
Ms. Ford, is there anything you would like to share with our viewers today?
I want to say Happy Islamic Heritage Month and Happy Somali Heritage Month. And I think this is a great celebration. This month there's so many different cultural celebrations that we're having. And it's Diwali as well today. So that's pretty awesome. And I think that, our school population is so diverse, and we just want to make sure we celebrate everyone.
Trustee Moise, is there anything you would like to share with your audience?
Absolutely. Last night we had our October board meeting, and we talked about building some new schools downtown. My ward is Toronto Centre, Rosedale, and the two schools that we're hoping to build, one is at the Lower Yonge precinct, which is actually at the Queens Quay and Yonge Street. And we're looking at perhaps building a school in the podium of a condominium on the 4th floor, which would be the first in Canada. So we're very excited about that. And we're also looking perhaps at building another school in the Canary District, which is located just around DVP and Gardner. So we're excited about the possibility of building some new schools in our ward.
Thanks, reporters. Over to you, Wanya.
VPtv News Now covers stories in Thorncliffe Park, Flemington Park, and beyond. Today, we've certainly gone beyond as we have two reporting teams out in our city. We take you back to City Hall, where our reporters Afsheen and Omar are standing by Councillor John Burnside.
Councillor Burnside, what might be something that people don't know about you?
Well, I don't know if people know that I rescue dogs. I have a couple dogs, and you can see that throughout my office. You'll see pictures of them. But the really private thing that people don't know about me is what I like to do to relax, and I like to iron clothes. So I iron my own shirts, pants, you name it. That's what I do to relax.
Nice.
Councillor John Burnside, can you tell us a bit about the painting behind you?
So I just wanted to prove to everyone that there is some artistic talent in my family, and it's actually my niece that did that for me. She created it and drew it and painted it, of course, just after I got elected in 2014.
I'm Afsheen.
I'm Omar.
Thank you, Councillor Burnside, for your time.
And thank you for watching VPtv News Now.
So there are two things I want you to remember. Call me John from now on, but more importantly, you're watching VPtv.
Awesome report, AFSHEEN, Omar, and shoutouts to the whole crew. Over to you, Abdullah.
Thanks, Wanya. Hold on. Okay. It looks like things are winding down. Wait, hold on. We go back to 5050 Young Street, where VPtv reporter ZUNAIRA is speaking with the Director of Education, Dr. John Malloy.
Good morning, Dr. Malloy.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm excellent.
Dr. Malloy, are there any thoughts you would like to share with the students and families of the TDSB?
First of all, I would say that the whole reason we are here in the TDSB is for you, our students, and that everything we do is to try to make your learning environments the best, your learning fun, and your learning really important. So that's our first and most important thing. To our families, we can't do anything without our families, because when we as the school board and the parents work together, we do great things for you.
Now back to the studio.
That was great. Thanks, Dr. Malloy and the two trustees. Thanks to our guests and VPtv reporter crews. I'm Abdullah. Bye-bye.
And I'm Wanya. You've been watching VPtv News Now. See you next time.
Watching